Trad wife influencers, also known as pick-me's, the real women of TikTok who like to set up their camera like any other influencer, but for tradition. The trad wife influencer loves to show young girls modesty is cool, God is your savior, and that you do not need to go to work when you can work at home for your man.
Godly women are strong, independent.
And if you're confused and don't know how to do that, well, don't worry. They'll teach you 5 ways to be the perfect housewife. Because being a trad wife, you see, is quite complicated. Tip 1, always bake from scratch to shield your family from the ultra-processed foods. But not sugar, which is still fine. It's still processed, but as long as you put it in your home-baked goods, you're following the rules. You must tend to the farm, make sourdough bread.
People on this app act like this is the worst thing in the world. Stay-at-home mum. My husband's at work providing for our family. I have some sourdough fermenting on the bench.
Sourdough bread is pretty much a staple.
Got that sourdough on deck. I'm married to a trad wife.
Barefoot while you're making the sourdough bread is also a staple. Bonus points if you're pregnant.
Look, being a trad wife isn't just about wearing sundresses and making sourdough all day.
No, it's not. Being a trad wife influencer is more.
Firstly, it means putting God, your husband, and your children in the center of your life. Of course, that means that his clothes is ready, food is on the table, and not a speck of dust in sight.
Oh, who put that there? Let's just sweep that under the rug with everything else and get to the next topic. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, because according to the trad wife influencer, they are doing their part to keep the birth rate from declining because those pesky other women aren't doing it. And now the traditional women have to step up. You know, the real women of the internet.
This trend of childless by choice women who are ranting about how great their life is without children and how crappy they think it would be with children.
Real women don't have choices. Real traditional women smile. You know, women used to do that. They don't do that anymore, ever.
This is why men love trad wives, softness, nurturing.
And of course, these beautiful, submissive, dainty women twirl. They twirl in their dresses as they bake their sourdough. And they will serve the men while warning the women who don't.
1, 2, Kaya's coming for you. Wake up and make your man some breakfast before I do.
Unfortunately, through the years, as the popularity of the trad wife influencer rises, many people have found that these women aren't very traditional at all. Many, have OnlyFans and use the trad wife persona to bait the very horny, sex-deprived men to fork over a monthly payment to see their trad wife boobies.
So let me get this straight. You'd rather I be a broke, bitter wife who resents her husband than be a traditional wife who cooks, cleans, and takes care of her man while also making money in a silk robe while he's at work, who also happens to pay off their credit card and thigh highs.
Some of these trad wife influencers actually have a 9-to-5 job, and it was nothing more than a cosplay.
This is the most insidious part of these trad wife influencers, is they're not even trad wives. They are not dependent on their husbands. They have their own money from influencing us to want to be trad wives. But
all those creators are career women. Like, they're making millions of dollars.
And many are coming out and saying they were never a trad wife just because they liked to cook. I make my own money.
I cook for my husband because it's my love language and I love cooking. They project onto it that I'm in the kitchen and trapped and I'm just at home and he's the breadwinner and all of these things. And I'm like, no. I work. I'm very busy. I travel almost every week. I have kids that I raise. I love being in the kitchen because it's a passion of mine, not because I have to. They use me as this poster child of this like very traditional wife, and I'm not. There's nothing truly traditional about us as a couple.
But there's one trad wife that is the most hypocritical, the one that gets the most exposed, mostly because she's not even a wife, but speaks as if she knows how to be one.
When we talk about women that don't sleep with their husbands, you know, men give us loyalty for a lifetime, financial, emotional loyalty. Women are supposed to bring sexual purity to the table. And
oh, let me check my notes here. Oh yeah, that was another thing. She also doesn't have sexual purity. In fact, she was a little, you know, she did a lot of... According to another friend that recently came out and posted a whole video about her.
She never really had a boyfriend, but she had some like unhealthy situationships.
No sexual purity, no children, never really had a great relationship, but what she does have is a lot of audacity, stupidity, and hypocrisy. And every year, this woman annually seems to get exposed, embarrassed, and unfortunately, a recent interview or debate that she just did shows that she was even more of a Dunder Mifflin than we thought she was.
What I'm curious about is whether or not the Pick Me Act ever resorted into anything positive for you. Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously.
And of course, we have to talk about her friend's slip up that had many people questioning everything about her.
Pearl has a Pearl used her magic powers. She made a.
And of course, the video that her friend came out with titled Surviving Pearl.
When I posted that original TikTok, she texted me. I didn't respond. After the stuff that she said, I can't.
For many of these tradwife influencers, they are finding out that this pick-me style content does not last in the long run. But no one is finding out more than the woman with the pearls. So sit back, grab a snack, get ready to clutch your pearls, and let's talk about the downfall of the tradwife that has no husband. The pick-me that never gets picked. The most desirable woman that every man agrees with, but no man ever picks. Just pearly things. This video is sponsored by me. I don't know, can you guys just share the video and leave me a comment? YouTube algorithm has been kicking my butt and these videos take forever to make. Plus, every time you share, Pearl clutches her pearls. Okay, let's start. One brisk November day in 1996, a red-headed baby would be born in a Huntley, Illinois hospital. This was no average girl. Her parents knew that she would be very large, mostly because of her large smile. And her parents saw that smile and said, we will name her Pearl, because she's gonna have some big chompers when she grows up. As Pearl grew, she would have 9 other sisters and brothers, and of course, a loving mother and father that were absolutely rich with love and money. This little girl would grow up with the brightest smile, enduring laugh, and daddy gave her absolutely anything her heart desired. Gorgeous houses, the coolest cars, a street named after her. You know it's love when daddy names a street with your full name. This little girl would dream of love, a family, a man to swoop her off her feet, you know, like in the Disney movies, that she could submit to and bake pies for, like Snow White. And soon, that prince would come, a sturdy, strong, chocolate brother. They did have their little problems, but Pearly was infatuated by him. Not even her family could keep these lovebirds away.
I'm on a date with my favorite ex who told all her friends and family members she'll never see me again. Smile for the camera.
Wait, what did you just say?
Smile for the camera. Just smile. They gonna know.
Wait, what?
He was so loving and so supportive.
I have the most supportive boyfriend in the world. Like, watch this.
Baby, how do I look today?
They were in love, but something was missing. That bright, large smile felt empty. Something was missing. Until she found it. She knew exactly what she needed to fill the void in her mouth. At first, she tried singing while selling printers.
Call me on my work phone. All day when you need a printer.
But it just wasn't fulfilling.
And I know when that work will ring.
It wasn't helping the world.
That you need to print things.
Printers? Who needs printers? Printers don't help people. Printers don't help men. So one day little Pearl ran to her papa and said, Daddy, 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 men need me. They are lonely and need a woman's womanly touch. Please buy me a microphone. I have an idea. And shortly after, Daddy bought her a custom-made studio in London.
Today we are going to give you a tour of the studio in London.
And just like that, Just Pearly Things was born and the world would hear.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel.
That's right, a podcast that was for men that would share men's experiences, where the host was a red-headed, stocky, gargantuan, 6-foot, awkward woman named Pearl who wears pearls.
Men will take a woman with a chest tattoo over being overweight.
Yeah, don't question it too much, as long as you are telling women that they are stupid, lower than men, and the only thing that they're good for is for having babies and making sandwiches, the people in this group will agree with you.
I don't see any indication that women are getting better, and I don't see any indication that we're more loyal.
Well, for a little bit. There's always an unavoidable downfall, right, Pearl? But we'll get there in a few minutes. Pearl would quickly become the queen of controversy simply by saying the hard truths that no woman has ever said before because they're not stupid like Pearl. Bangers like women shouldn't vote. She even made a shirt. A lot of men loved it, but they loved it even more when she talked about women getting fat.
I understand why men leave. If you get fat. Name one girl that looks good at 300 pounds.
I'm just being real here.
And let's not get started when she expressed that it's completely normal for the high value men to cheat.
Would you rather have a guy that had everything you wanted, but he cheated from time to time? But you were the main chick.
Hi, I'm rewatching this as I edit, and what? Don't try to make sense of it. All you need to know is that Pearl entered into the manosphere, a dusty corner of the internet where a bunch of dustier men gather to do podcasts, blog, and post think pieces about their number one enemy, the modern woman. And Pearl wanted in on this. Modern women are incapable of saving money. Modern women don't want relationships. The epidemic of modern women shaming their husbands. It's an epidemic. Women don't stay quiet anymore. No, they talk with their mouths, but not like Pearl. Pearl does it the right way because she's not like other girls who think they're pretty.
I was born kind of chopped. I always knew from a young age I was kind of mid, not necessarily beautiful. I've always been a certified mid.
So the woman would say low confidence, but the men started saying,
finally, a perfect woman. I've prayed for a woman to say these things.
Oh, really? Well, she's single, right, Pearl?
Oh, yes, most certainly. Very single.
Well, you'll want to date her since she's the perfect woman.
Well,
I'm learning how to cook, and you're allowed to cheat on me. I know how hard work can be for a man.
That sounds great. I'm just, I'm focusing on myself right now.
Hi, Editing Michelle here. Do you enjoy the doll skits? Are you an editor? Would you enjoy editing the doll skits? I'm looking for someone who has edited like cartoon type things because these are very cartoony. Think of sound effects, think of the music placement, think of the comedic timing. And if you believe that you could edit these little skits like I edit them or even better, please send me an email because I want to do more of these on my main doll channel. All right. Back to the show with more Pearly zingers. Pearl would quickly align herself with red pill type commentators who express traditional values like Fresh and Fit, who can't make a sandwich himself.
What would you do if I couldn't cook?
You'd be single.
Can you cook?
That's your job.
What's my job?
To make sandwiches.
Andrew Tate, who says modern women can't be trusted with your semen, so I'm guessing that you should just give your semen to men.
You are gay, and being gay is okay.
And my absolute favorite, that guy that called women weak, but then couldn't open a jar of olives on his own podcast and then threw a temper tantrum about it.
Let you go first if you want.
You should do it, Andrew. You're the big, strong man. There you go.
I can't grip the fuck.
Don't you worry, it was a faulty jar. No man could do it, and he wanted to make sure to prove that no other man could do it by having Jake, the guy behind the camera, come over and try.
Come in here, Jake. You think, come on, you'll see for yourself. You can't get your hand on it.
Unfortunately, Jake was stronger than him.
That was bullshit.
Andrew, congratulations. You just submitted.
Bullshit.
Anyway, those are the boys that Pearl surrounded herself with, and Pearl would rise to the top and fall and tumble even quicker. Pearl preached traditional values. Modern women should be seen, not heard. Not having children is one of the worst things that a woman could do. I mean, it's against God. And of course, you're gonna hit the wall at 25, and unfortunately, Pearl is speeding into that wall as she's about to hit 30. Like, really hard. She has no children, no husband, and that pearly mouth just can't stop talking.
I'm just being real here.
And the more she talked, the more people noticed how dumb she was. So she came up with another idea where she said, I know how to make people think that I'm intelligent. And that big, bright idea was to start doing interviews.
I did not find Nick to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
Wait, he was talking to an Italian girl next to you and saying that she shouldn't have a black boyfriend.
He doesn't believe in. See, I don't really want to go into like the race mixing.
But if I say to you, you're Irish, therefore you shouldn't date a black man, that is racist. Yeah.
Pearl's interview phase was extremely interesting. The more she did them, the more the girl would fail. There was absolutely no improvement. And people, even her fans, would start saying, she kinda dumb.
I feel that sometimes you argue from emotion rather than like concrete facts. I find that when you talk about, and I've watched a lot of your videos, you say stuff that I don't think has much of a backing in reality. It's based on feelings.
I would say I'm a woman, so sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Interesting defense. So why should I engage with in a conversation with you at all if women are just emotional? Shouldn't I be talking to a man about this?
Probably.
Yeah, she's not too bright, but at least she has that bright, pearly smile, which she showcases as the men that she allows on her podcast to talk above her and also call her stupid.
As women, you become really intelligent if you listen to what the men say.
Yeah, she allowed this by that man that couldn't open a jar.
Why would conservative men advocate that women go to college knowing that it's like the most degenerate institute they could ever send women?
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What goes on at college? A bunch of conservative stuff or a bunch of having sex, drinking, drugs, promiscuity? That's what goes on. That's what college is famous for.
He said all of this and Pearl sat there and smiled, even giggled, when she went to a university. And seems like she agreed, like an idiot.
It's not famous for rolling out highly educated women, that's for sure. It's definitely famous for rolling out progressive women who had very highly promiscuous histories in college. It's like, why would conservatives be advocating for that? No, we need an educated populace. Send all of our reproducing age women to a den of literal degeneracy. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And I've never heard any of them get put to that question ever once. Like, why do you think that's a good idea? They have no idea. They have no, like, why are you advocating for that? It's dumb. It's just like when Lauren Chen was she was advocating for
that was the best.
Advocating for.
Look at that bright smile. She's so giddy that this traditional man who talks purity and how men shouldn't be a simp to women and how a woman is supposed to be with one man, never divorce, is just talking to her. She's so happy she's getting attention. By the way, this is the man that couldn't handle some woman telling him, "You're actually not traditional."
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And he had the biggest meltdown on his own show.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a dyke.
I do have a question, Andrew. I expect not to get an answer back, but do you know what a lesbian is? Just so you know, trying to insult a lesbian by telling her that she goes down on a woman, it's not an insult. It's foreplay. And now you know. But that's one of Pearl's friends that she absolutely adores and makes her smile and giggle like a little schoolgirl. A man talking over Pearl is a normal thing on her very own podcast. She just lets it happen. Because men are better than her, and they have way better things to say than Pearl, a woman.
A lot of our problems in relationships are solved when we just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's right. You got another Pearly zinger. So Pearl stopped doing debates for a while from what I guess was because she was bad at them. She would also get banned from certain social media platforms for saying things like, 16-year-olds are so much hotter than 26-year-olds. She would also get demonetized from YouTube for interviewing minors and talking to them about PORN. What's this almost 30-year-old's fascination with teenage girls? I have no idea, but her creepy fan base gets really excited when she says what they would call truths. In a perfect world, Pearl said that she would ban divorce.
Actually, I think we should ban divorce.
But in our perfect world, Pearl got banned from YouTube and she would roll on over to Rumble, another platform where the views weren't what they were on YouTube. But she would let her dwindling fan base know why she stopped doing live shows. And let me tell you, when I watched this video, girl looked tired, and she sounded even more tired.
What up, guys? Good morning. Except it's not morning, it's evening. Welcome to Coffee Thoughts.
Wow, that was a booming introduction, Pearl. Also, you didn't think to maybe do your hair and, I don't know, smile. Men love that kind of shit. Anyway, in her 8-minute video, she tells her audience she's been gone for a bit, not because she was embarrassed by all of the lives that she did. No. It's because she was working on her education.
And I was like playing volleyball and getting my master's.
Oh, why didn't you tell the Andrew Wilson guy that when he said that education for women is stupid? And you laughed with him.
It's not famous for rolling out highly educated women, that's for sure.
Anyway, she was basically gone because she wasn't feeling good. She was very tired and she went to the hospital to figure it all out, and it turns out she had low calcium. But she was high in audacity because then she had to call everybody fat.
I have a lot of questions for the whales. Because your blood work is probably worse.
Boom! Got him! Another Pearly zinger. So once Pearl got her health back together, she got right back into it. Nothing can get this girl down. And I was wondering, what is Pearly up to now? And it is not good for her. For us, it's absolutely hilarious.
Go pick me, Pearly. I'm the one you need.
Hi, it's the next day. So even though Pearl has never been a great interviewer, she's never had a good interview, she's never had a good debate, even by the same people that have the same values as her, and she gets extremely flustered when they don't see the way that she sees things.
There should be mandatory DNA testing at birth.
No.
I don't know why you, okay.
Because it's calling my wife a to do that. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Why? Oh my gosh, what are you...
Pearl never prepares for these debates or lives. She never brings her facts. All she brings is her Pearly smile. And through the years, you would think that after all these times she's embarrassed herself, she would at least improve, but she hasn't. And she would get wiped clean on a recent debate, and it has to be the worst one yet.
Are you just making things up? Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously.
But before we get to that, a word from my second sponsor, Estille Me. This video is sponsored by me and my small bakery, Yibs. If you would like to take supporting the channel a step further, check out our chocolate baked cake donuts, linked in the description and in the pinned comments. But of course, remember the free way to support this channel and very appreciated way is to share the videos because the algorithm be kicking my booty cheeks. And we're back. Pearl is pretty much like a Kardashian, but without the body, the Botox, and the fashion sense. But she has the same idea as them. Any attention is good attention, even if you look stupid while doing it. So for years, when she could have worked on her debate skills, perfect her rebuttals, she didn't. Instead, she showed up with her Cartman smile and zingers asking questions like,
What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
All because she wanted to set herself up to say men don't need women. Actually, the workforce would be better without men because men can do everything women can do, even better than women can do it. Because boys are better than girls.
What is your plan for when the 80% of women who work in the healthcare industry no longer want to do it? What's your plan?
I have a plan.
Yeah, what's your plan?
Let's give the jobs to the men, they'll do it better.
Got her, another Pearly zinger. That's like the second one today. So all of her questions throughout the whole debate was like this: women shouldn't work because they suck. Women need to have babies because that's what our bodies are meant to do. Oh, and also women take all of men's money, so they probably shouldn't ever get married either. Stay away from women. Women are horrible and men have it horrible, and women walk through this life like on the easiest street ever.
What happens to men if they don't pay child support? What happens? What happens, Anna?
How many men do you think get
What
arrested?
happens to
I don't know
men
what the
when they
number
don't
is,
get-
but the
What
idea that
happens
there's
to
like a
men when
huge
they
number
don't-
of men getting arrested for not doing what they're supposed to do
15%
and take care of their children, it's not a huge issue.
Pearl's followers said that she absolutely crushed Anna. So I'm just gonna let this whole thing play. No cuts, no nothing, because it's pretty rough straight off the bat.
And take it away, 10 minutes.
Who's interrogating who?
Whoever wants to begin.
Aside from the specific anecdote that you shared, which of course is tragic,
And it
can you
happens all the
cite some
time.
actual studies that look at the statistics and back up what you say in regard to the outcomes of marriage and divorce in America?
41% of 109 rape cases reported to police in a Midwestern city were admitted to be false by complainants.
In one Midwestern city? And which Midwestern city was that?
You know, you can go from your ivory tower And
I'm
tell
not in an
people what
ivory
to
tower.
think
I'm
and
on
how
this
to
debate
feel.
stage interrogating your assertions, and you've only provided an anecdote.
Right.
Because
It's
if you
not-
look at the data, which I did, of course, you'll find that women are twice as likely to fall into poverty after divorce.
Right, because they can't
Alimony
stop
is
spending.
paid out in 10% of divorces. According to the Census Bureau, the average child support payment is $441 a month, and only 60%
Right, but how
of
much are
those
they
payments
making?
get paid out.
How much?
Women do not get child custody 90% of the time, as you have asserted before. In fact, 95% of custody cases are mutually agreed upon outside of the courtroom. Women get full custody 40% of the time. Men do get full custody 20% of the time. And 40% of the time, it's shared custody, which I think is the ideal situation, assuming that neither spouse is abusive.
And Pearl, excuse me, before you respond, if you could take your microphone out and hold it, it would be easier to hear you.
Alimony and medical care and dental are not covered by that, so a lot of times it does go above 50%. Again, you can go through the facts, the data, and the statistics and manipulate them any way that you want.
It's not
But
manipulation.
There are
Those are the
1.6
stats.
million. There are 1.6 million men in this country. Men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide after a divorce.
Compared to women, what's the number for women?
It's lower.
Really? What is it? Comparative analysis is real difficult for you, isn't it?
Okay.
Go ahead, Pearl.
What's your next question?
Throughout Pearl's comeback or her debate debut, the moderator had to constantly remind her to let Anna finish what she's saying and don't speak over her. Oh, and of course, don't rely on the audience to speak for you, Pearl. You've kind of got to do it yourself.
I allowed her to interrogate you, not them. You got to stop yelling questions at her.
She would do these weird little chants for men.
Let me ask you something,
Men.
Pearl.
Men.
Would you be willing to
88
marry a guy who's
men.
poor?
She would scream, "Think of the men."
You can minimize men's problems all you want, but I don't think you understand how privileged of a position you're in.
Which is so rich coming from a woman that has been rich all her life. She got a street named after her, for God's sakes. And lastly, when times got tough, Miss Pearly would just freeze up, stand there like an idiot.
Are you just making things up? Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
She just looks so happy in her picture on the screen, but then you just slide on over to the reality of Pearl, and it's just sad. So the silence went on for a while.
How many women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
She sounds so tired. She has the same energy from the Rumble video. Is your calcium low, Pearl? So usually in a debate, someone would come with information, as Anna did. And usually if you are a good, educated, and prepared debater, you would have something to say to that, especially if you've been talking about this for over 10 years. But we're not talking about a good debater. We're talking about Pearl. She just freezes. Again, longer than the first 4 freezes. It's a little different, huh, when you aren't in your chamber of deadbeat dads and sex-deprived weirdos saying,
"Keep exposing these hoes. She put the hoes in exposed. Clap, holla if you need more catchphrases. Laugh my f***ing ass off." Your message is gold, and you really have a lot of knowledge on how relationships work. Hey, you be the next president.
a female president, huh? Now that's against God. At least that's what I would think when we're dealing with Pearl and friends. I mean, women can't lead. I mean, at least this woman can. She can't even perform well during a simple debate about topics she talked about for years.
Pearl isn't saying anything. What?
Got this, Pearl.
Not one of her basement dweller mongoose that crawled out of the shadows of their mother's basement there to help and hype Pearl up during her time of need. Nah, sir, let her struggle.
What is a simp? They bend the truth to spare women's feeling.
Simp.
This is painful, man.
So just as quick as it started, it was over.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Not right now.
And many would say Pearl lost.
I think Anna said it all. I think whatever opinion you have on the topic, that was an absolute bloodbath. Huge respect to Pearl for coming out, but if you're going to hold this position, you should be able to support it. And if you think that Pearl won that debate, you're probably retarded.
But if you're one of Pearl's friends, Gavin, then she won. And I absolutely love the reasoning as to why he thinks that she won.
Well, I guess I'm retarded because I thought Pearl did great. I think that...
You think she won?
Well, you know what I noticed going on over there? Ugh. Anna doesn't have kids. Pearl has a kid.
Say what now?
And Anna was doing this like masculine thing where she was being really... vociferous and attacking Pearl.
Wait. Okay, we get it. Whatever. She's manly because she debated, which is weird because Pearl said that she wanted to punch her.
There was a point where I did want to throw hands. I'm not going to lie. She's like 5'1".
Throwing hands isn't the most feminine thing to do, Mr. Gavin, but can we get back to Pick Me Pearly has a child?
When a woman has a kid...
We are absolutely infantilizing.
We're
being
like, no, I'm saying women who have given birth... Women who have given birth are better than women who haven't given birth.
This is amazing. Just Pearly things, the woman that warns men that the worst thing on this earth are modern women. But you know what she preaches is worse than that?
Single mothers.
Dating a single mother is an L. The woman either picked the wrong man to have a kid with, or they divorced their husbands for no good reason.
And of course,
church guys love single mothers because they can't get the hot women.
Oh, and the other one?
There is no benefit to raise another man's child. None.
And my absolute favorite.
Single mothers are still delusional and think that men want them. So
it would absolutely make my whole day that a woman that degraded and slammed moms who take care of their kids was a single mom herself, if it was true. So just like Pearl, Mr. Gavin, the man with the microphone, Pearl's friend, didn't fact check anything. He just spoke out of his ass cheeks. Pearl doesn't have a child, but people heard it, ran with it, and pieced it all together. This was the rumor. The rumor got started because Angry Reactions has a child, and many thought that it was Pearl's secret chocolate love child. But in reality, he has a kid with someone that he dated after Pearl. Oh, thank goodness. That poor kid with those pearly jeans. I feel sorry for them. So whenever Pearl has her annual I did this thing that makes me look even more dumb event, that man, which his name is Angry Reactions, gets his annual flood of people saying, did you date Pearl? Did you date her?
Now this is my backup account. And I came over here from my main account and I was looking at my videos. I'm like, man, my views is shooting up out of nowhere. What's going on? I look at my comments. Y'all once again asking, did I date Pearl? I feel like we go through the same shit every year. Y'all keep doing this to me. Yes, for the millionth time, I used to date just Pearly things. It's true. I used to f the dog shit out of that girl. It's true.
Sir, are you the one that made Pearl like this?
This is what I tell everybody, because everybody always say like, oh, she had to be a certain way when y'all was together. But at the time that I was with her, like, as far as what I'm seeing on social media about her, like, it was never none of this. It was never no weird shit like this.
Either way though, Pearl should have picked better, right? That's your whole thing, girl. Shouldn't have been stupid.
This is the problem. We will make decisions that ruin our entire life.
Anyway, he also responded to the overwhelming amount of comments asking if one of his sperm slid up into those pearly, in the words of Amy Slayton, cooter.
Feeling like I got a damn bowling ball in my cooter.
And then, you know, out her cooter.
All right, okay. Man, since y'all gonna keep bothering me about this, okay, it's true, bro. The rumors are true. Me and Pearl got a baby together. She begging me not to tell y'all, but I'm so tired of this shit. I have nothing to do with what she got going on. Y'all keep dragging me into this shit until I give y'all what y'all want, so here. This is our son, bro, right here. This him right here.
So after this debate, even though many of Pearl's delusional fans said, Pearl crushed her, I guess they skipped the part where her brain decided to not compute. She even turned on her camera, got on live, and said,
I've been streamed in a few weeks because I was getting ready for this debate.
That's you getting ready for a debate?
I know, some people think I cooked. I had my moments, but I generally wasn't proud of this.
Oh my god, you guys. I just had to zoom in on the chats really quick. Pearl cooked Anna. Their username has 2012, like, in their username. That usually means that's the date that they were born, which also means this person is 14, which means we were right about part of Pearl's fans being mostly creepy men and adolescent boys. So no wonder why so many of them all agreed when she said 16-year-olds are hotter than 25-year-olds, because 25-year-olds are ancient to 16-year-olds. That's normal. It's probably also why they think that Pearl crushed it, or in other words, cooked, because they're like 14.
I didn't mean to bomb, you know what I mean?
Well, at least she doesn't have a complete mentality of like a 14-year-old.
Oh, I did research.
She's more like 17.
Position. Why was I silent? I'm actually going to explain why I was silent.
So after a bunch of awkward laughs, begging people to stop asking if she has a child.
Doug MP, stop answering questions about my personal life.
Then answering the question, kind of.
If I did, you wouldn't know. I'm gonna be honest. If I did, you wouldn't know. If I didn't, you also wouldn't know.
Constantly saying, stop it, guys. Stop asking me questions.
I'm done answering these questions. Do you know what I mean? It's like, none of your business. You know what I mean?
Does she sound a little bit like a grown-up Chucky Finster?
You get a free dummy bear whistle inside.
Kind of excited that she's finally getting attention a little bit more than like Tommy Pickle, except she's an almost 30-year-old woman. Anyway.
I'm done answering these questions. Do you know what I mean? It's like, none of your business. You know what I mean?
He finally gets the reasoning as to why she froze up like Plank from Ed and Eddie on stage that, you know, she prepared for.
And I gotta be honest, guys, I cannot stand debates. I hate debating.
Why'd you do it?
It's not really the strongest suit of mine.
Didn't have to tell us that.
So I did have a little bit of hesitation taking the debate in the first place.
But girl, you did do it. You stepped out of that comfort zone and history was made. You got your second I don't know what the hell I'm doing award. Congratulations.
Like, you know, I might say black people I am fatigued of black people.
Where is this going?
But I think people can sense in my heart I don't have any hate towards black people.
She doesn't. She actually really likes black men. And they're, remember what that guy said?
I used to the dog shit out of that girl. It's true.
She also said that she froze up because she's not used to women who are completely rude and bitchy.
I sort of froze up on stage because I gotta be honest, I'm not really used to dealing with a lot of women that are that level of like mean and bitchy.
Wait, really? She got pretty much slapped on the streets from some chick that didn't agree with her, and she couldn't handle someone standing on stage talking to her?
I love Judith. I love Judith.
Well, to be fair, she was pretty silent there too. The other guy looked real excited. But she couldn't handle some words? I'd be way more scared of the girl trying to knock my camera and microphone out my hand than little old Anna on stage. She's like 5'2", like she said. And Pearl, you're like 6'1", semi-pro athlete, volleyball girl. You said that you could punch her. What are you scared of?
You can talk like this to men. But I'm bigger than you. I could body you. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. She was a little ghetto, you know. I know I was too polite.
Anyway, so I got super curious as to what else has Pearl been up to with her comeback after all of these years of her, I don't know what she was doing. It looks like through the years she changed her opinion on a few things, or maybe she's just being a hypocrite. I'm not too sure, but she held a contest telling women that their clothes were inappropriate for, you know, showing a shoulder or two. But it looks like she decided to show a shoulder or two as well. Something else that's different is all this time, all these years of people calling her Pick Me Pearly. Pearly the pick me and the woman that never gets picked. Pearl would get picked. No, I know what you're thinking. Pearl's probably dating another black guy. Nope. Pearl made sure to tell everyone he is not black. My boyfriend is not black. He is Dominican. And there he is, looking like he would rather be anywhere else. While Pearl's smile shines brighter than any diamond. So his name's Nuclear Caudillo. I'm probably saying that wrong. I don't really care. I watched a couple of his videos. He said it a few times, but he's not worth my pronunciation. But let me tell you, he is alpha. He is a high value man, and yes, He's a man with a microphone. Men aren't choosing women based on their degrees. Here's why. We don't have to watch it. We've watched Pearl, and if you watched Pearl, then you watched pretty much every single red pill man ever. He says the same thing.
I did a cold approach or approached them, and they'd look at me funny about like 30 seconds to a minute into the conversation. They'll be like, I'm a lawyer, or I'm a doctor. And those type of women generally are not very fun to talk to.
Because they're too smart for you, and it makes you feel insecure. You know, like they're
trying to tell you like, hey, I'm better than you.
Well, nuclear, or also known as
Nuke for short.
Right, Nuke for short, has an absolutely booming personality. There are beautiful women all over America, but their bodies are covered in fat. Ugh, Pearl? Talking about you. Because you're from America. Women at 25. Did you see what happened at Love Island? Because, you know, women aren't educated and they only watch stupid little reality shows about SEX and other fornication type stupid worldly things. And to that I have to say, Nuki, you could have talked to the lawyer, but you're not educated enough for that. Your level seems to be women who probably watch Love Island. And well, Pearl. The best compliments a man can get is that he's not husband material. Pearl? Anyway, so he's basically Pearl, except he's Dominican and alpha, and he does the same topics with the very same long pauses and absolutely no research.
Then they're probably not a fun person to hang out with, and they probably put a lot of stake into into their career, and they don't really have much of a personality outside of that.
But because Mr. Nuki is so alpha, so strong, so
manly,
and he has walked into Pearl's life, he has actually helped change Pearl's minds on a few things. So let's turn to the side here and do a different angle and look at some of those opinions that has changed Pearl.
It is quite funny to say, just ban divorce, you know, just kind of funny. But this isn't funny. What made me change my opinion, I don't think it's fair to those men that they stay trapped in these sexless, miserable marriages.
Welcome to this angle of my room and a deeper look into Pearl's relationship. Well, they like to go dancing. And as you can see, Pearl moves with such grace, such femininity, so smooth. Every single movement is so graceful. Anyway, very short dress, by the way, but we all know that Pearl can deem other women's clothing very risque and inappropriate. But when Pearl does it, it's totally chill. I mean, we saw her shoulders earlier, so what do you expect at this point? But the biggest thing that shocked me that she changed her mind on was PORN, as she had an extremely strong stance on women who participate in that type of adult activity.
Any guy caught watching porn, $100 fine. Any woman caught distributing it, 20 years in prison.
But then Nuke came into the picture with his ideas.
PORN has kept more marriages intact than any other Christ influencer, podcaster, or church.
And just like that, Pearly quickly changed her opinion so it could fit in line with her man. PORN has saved more marriages than it has broken up. She's really not trying to get away from the pick-me allegations, right? Why did she look so irritated when Anna asked her about that on stage?
What I'm curious about is whether or not the Pick Me Act ever resorted into anything positive for you.
I got that dancing video from a clip from a woman that popped up on my For You page named Brittany Venti, who seems to have a little bit of a background with Pearl. They don't like each other.
Apparently, she also thinks that she looks better than Sydney Sweeney because her simp said so. This is Pick Me Pearl. She's called that because so many guys want to pick her over Sydney Sweeney, of course, which is why she dated a homeless guy. Let's pick up where we left off. Pearl took it upon herself to run her catfish awards on Shitter. She took an 8-year-old edited photo of me after she saw I said that I was retiring from YouTube and used it to say that I'm a catfish. Brave choice, Pearl, especially when you have me blocked from replying. I'm sorry that we can't all be natural beauties like you. She chalks it up to makeup here, and yeah, Pearl, it does take work to develop the skill to learn how to do your makeup properly. You know, so that you don't look like you're using your grandmother's 20-year-old drugstore eyeliner. Here's a tip for Pearl. Lightweight concealer is really good for not settling into premature wrinkles around the eye. Pearl does a really good job at not looking her age. I can't believe she's 28 years old.
But she said a theory that she thinks that Pearl seems to love to get disrespected and embarrassed publicly. And let me tell you, I have to agree with that one. Any chance they get, the people that surround themselves with Pearl are trying to embarrass her. There's this man that is the godfather or the grandpa of the red pill community, old weird man, who Pearl says she looked up to. It was her idol.
And I was trying to get him to like mentor me. Like, and I was saying I would pay him for his time. I really looked up to him. Like, honestly, I thought like he was so smart, and like I just really loved his stream.
Well, the grandfather of Red Pill shut that shit down very quickly. And Pearl found out what these men think about her. That she's worthless and she needs to shut up, as women should.
He went on this like podcast and then was like, I don't remember what he said.
Maybe then you'll go die in a fiery car wreck somewhere. Go away.
Can we zoom into that really quick? This podcast is called The Rational Male. Anyway, her mentor, the man who she looked up to and that she wanted to mentor her, said that you're ruining the red pill community.
Go away. You want the red pill to die? You're already killing it quite well. Thank you very much.
It really hurt my feelings though, to be honest.
Well, unfortunately, Pearl, your feelings against men don't matter. So I think the boys are still waiting for their sandwiches. Take off your shoes, let your feet breathe, and get in that kitchen. Anyway, the point that I noticed in Brittany Vente's video is that she showed that Pearl's boyfriend shares this guy's stuff all the time. He absolutely loves him.
Pearl's boyfriend is out here retweeting this guy and even complimenting him in the title of his content. But
Garrett? Any guy that said anything about me on the internet, like that stuff that happened
He who shall not be named.
and anyone else, Garrett doesn't even want to talk about that person. He doesn't like those people. And Pearl's boyfriend is up here sharing a guy's stuff that can't stand his girlfriend.
Maybe then you'll go die in a fiery car wreck somewhere.
But you know, that's the price that you have to pay if you want a good man that constantly embarrasses you.
A lot of our problems in relationships are solved when we just shut the fuck up.
And that's why they call her Pick Me Pearly. When Pearl isn't warning men away from the biggest threat to them,
Modern women do not respect men and will humiliate them as they see fit.
or telling people how to be a good wife even though she's not one herself.
There is a difference between being married and being a wife.
And of course, reminding women that not enough men are having sex. And that's why they cheat.
Talk about is that 1 in 4 marriages are sexless. So it's like if you're 1 in 4. So if you're starving your man of sex and he goes and gets it elsewhere, that's your own damn fault.
She's burning bridges with every single woman in her community.
Conservative women are full of shit.
She talks about how these other conservative women, they aren't like her. They aren't modest or true conservative traditional women.
A lot of times when women are modest, it's like strategic. So like women with strong face cards tend to dress more modestly, where women with weak face cards tend to, like, you'll see Brett Cooper, she's kind of got like a mid face card, and a lot of the clothes she doesn't have huge, but you know, a lot of the stuff she, like, her and Candace Owens wear are like tight booty stuff. And that's because that's their best trait. So
Watching Pearl throw all of her colleagues that have a similar mindset as her get thrown under the bus makes me want to imagine how Pearl is, like, hanging with the girls. I'm so happy we're doing this. We haven't had a girls' night in ages, right? It was much needed.
Sometimes you just need some feminine energy.
Who's that? We're all here.
Oh, finally. You guys got here just in time.
The guys?
Yeah, I figured we could, like, balance this all out.
Hey, ladies. Wow, you guys look great.
Thanks?
What about the feminine energy?
Yeah, thanks. Great. So glad you're here. Love it.
Beautiful, like a natural beauty.
Actually, Tiffany has tons of makeup on right now. And Clarissa explained that she had facial reconstruction. She's actually really ugly. This is what she really looks like.
How did you get that picture?
And Tina? Well, Tina's fat, so she's not pretty at all. You can cheat on me.
So the people outside of Pearl's community thinks that she's absolutely insane. The men in her community find her absolutely atrocious and annoying.
Go away.
The women in her community don't like her. Her family seems to respond to her in a very negative way.
My sister is fat, so I texted her some motivation. Am I mean? Where you should be.
Literally, shoot yourself. So, Eva doesn't sound too happy with that. And the rest of her family, according to this next person, isn't too happy with what Pearl's doing. So almost every year, Pearl will do something stupid that will make us all talk about her, but in her head, she thinks it's epic. And almost every time she does something epic, someone from her past comes out and says, oh shoot, I know that girl. And one of Hannah's ex-teammates would come out with a video titled Surviving Hannah Pearl. So this video would come out because of a trend that's going on TikTok where you post pictures from 2016. You go to your camera roll or your Facebook page. MySpace? No, just Facebook. MySpace probably gone by then. Facebook page, and you find pictures from 2016. And when this woman zoomed back to 2016, she was in shock.
And I went through my photos and I'm like, okay, damn near every photo is with Pearl. What the heck's going on?
And so she would post the pictures on TikTok and the world would go crazy. Well, not the world. I don't want to blow up Pearl's pearly mouth even more, but you know, it started trending. And honey, when people saw these pictures of them cuddling, heads together, being little goofy girls, Pearl wearing a Dare rainbow colored shirt, many people said they're lesbians. People also said that, wow, Pearl looks so happy and just like super fun. Like she looks like a fun girl to hang around. I mean, look at her. She's wearing super cute clothes, crop top, but first of all, looks way better than what she wears now. Compliments her body a lot more. The smile is different and really dropping it low. A lot of people had questions about this. This girl is a regular girl, so she wasn't used to all these questions. And so she got on the internet, set up her camera, and told us a little bit about Pearl. And the first thing she said is, we were not lesbians.
I was like, okay, some of those pictures I could see. We were really good friends. It was very platonic friends. Not saying that she couldn't have feelings for women, but I never got that vibe.
She also talked about the baby mama allegations.
Pearl is not a mother. She did not have like a secret baby with Onye, whatever his name is. I have her family on Facebook and I would see if there was like a little mixed baby run around.
So she says that Pearl used to be a lot different, but she was very weird.
And when my first impression of her was just like, oh, this is like a weird girl. Like, she was just kind of weird and quirky. That's the best way to describe it.
And she likes that. She said that she completely connected with Pearl instantly.
She had a lot of friends, which is crazy. She was like a girl's girl. Like, that sounds fucking crazy to say now, but she had a lot of friends.
Yeah, it does sound pretty crazy now. She says it's very, very surreal to see someone like Pearl, who she was super close with on the internet, saying the things that she's saying when she never really spoke like that when they were in college.
Every talking point she has, I feel like I can look back and just be like, you are such a hypocrite. Like, I remember logging onto Twitter and seeing she's selling a shirt that says women shouldn't vote. Like, me and her drove to the voting polls in Elmhurst, Illinois in 2016 together. We were so excited. It was our first presidential election and we were going to vote in it together. And we drove there and voted together. Granted, we canceled out each other's votes. I remember her being like, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
This wasn't news to me, and a lot of people in the commentary community kind of already knew this, but if you look at Pearl's mom is like a business owner. She's very opinionated. She is not this stay-at-home mom, let men make all the money type of girl.
Her mom is like kind of a bad bitch. Like, she, like, in my opinion, always just had this like really strong demeanor to her. She's running for some like Senate seat in Illinois in the suburbs of Chicago right now.
She explains that she thinks that Pearl is doing this mostly for attention, clickbait, money, but the longer that it goes on, she thinks that maybe she does really believe this. She's not exactly too sure. She pretty much thinks that she really likes attention because when she first started on TikTok, she would just show how rich she was.
Her parents were really rich and had a really nice house, and she just like showed house videos, and that's how she kind of got her start on TikTok and kind of got TikTok famous. And then once those engagements went down, because you can only show so much of your house so many times, she just kept trying to find new things to keep her engagement up and up and up. And then I think she realized, holy cow, if I rage bait and say all this stuff, this gets so much engagement, and boom.
Many people were expecting this girl to like blast Pearl and really like give it to her, but as I watched the whole thing, it seemed like a friend or an ex-friend just super disappointed in someone that she used to be close with, like someone who she genuinely had a great connection with and a great friendship, and she's watching this girl kind of fake it till you make it just for views and I guess money. I'm not too sure what Pearl's doing it for, because she seems like she's quite low on money, which we will get to in a second. But it did seem really sad, and when she posted the video, she even said Pearl reached out to her.
When I posted that original TikTok, she texted me. I got the text on my phone from her. It was just like, she sent me a picture of us in these cat shirts and was like, do you remember when we went out? Like, this makes me miss this. I didn't respond. I mean, after the stuff that she said, I'm just like, I mean, the stuff that she's talked about, like women, like accusing women of being at fault for sexual assaults, and, you know, women shouldn't vote or hold jobs and just surrender to men. Like, I can't.
And even though it's extremely fun to make fun of Pearl because, I mean, she's an idiot, I don't know her, but I can put myself in her shoes because I've seen certain friends who go down a certain path that you can't tell your friends what to do, and I kind of just kind of slowly get away from that person because it's getting a little weird. And you're kind of like, dang, I had a great connection with this person, but you're a weirdo. And in Pearl's case, she seems to not really have anyone except for the people around her that don't seem to like her and only use her to get her on the show so that people watch and make fun of her. And this girl was on the volleyball team with Pearl, a very close-knit group, and according to her, most of the girls on that team do not talk to Pearl anymore.
She had a lot of friends, which is crazy. She was like a girl's girl. Like, that sounds fucking crazy to say now, but she had a lot of friends. And that also makes me sad because I don't think she has any of those friends anymore. Like, all the people that knew her in college, I don't know if anyone talks to her. She had like childhood friends. One of the girls, like Emily, I saw that she like made some TikToks about Pearl. Like, I remember meeting her. They were like best friends since they were in high school. They don't talk anymore. Like, I mean, who wants to be her friend when she talks about women the way that she does?
I don't know what Pearl is expecting out of any of this or what her goal truly is, but if it's fame, I don't think she's gonna get it. It'll run out very quick, and if it's money, it seems like it kind of already ran out. She most likely doesn't get paid all that much for these banger debates that she's doing, and so I see that she's looking for more ways to try and make money. She started doing a thing called Pearls of Wisdom, where you can get a 30-minute chat with Miss Pearl for $500, and I'm pretty sure if you watched Pearl enough, you kind of know how that's gonna go. Awkward and weird. But if you want a little taste of how it will go, she's doing some type of cameo now as well. And it's mostly men pursuing these cameos so they can tell their wife, in this case Diane, that she got fat and her husband thinks she's ugly now.
What's going on, Diane? My name's Pearl Davis and I got some bad news for you. You are getting fat. Yes, you got married a year ago and you've gained 40 pounds. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. You need to put the donut down and stop having all this blubber. So I'm going to put you on a strict diet, recommendation of pretty much just meat and vegetables. You really don't need carbs for probably a year. And maybe you can be attractive to your husband again. So please put the donuts down, get on the treadmill and get back in shape. I'm sorry to be the one to break this news, but everyone else has noticed, so I might as well be the one to tell you.
I like how at the end she just has that weird closed mouth smile. You know she turned off that camera, sat back and said, hell yeah, Pearl, you did it again. As you can tell in this video, it's no secret that I really enjoy dolls, and I made a whole sitcom about just Pearly things because she's built like a cartoon. Her mentality, I'm not talking about her body, her whole personality is just so cartoony, and it just fascinates me to the extent that I had to create and customize a whole Barbie along with write a whole script about her and her family and how I would imagine them to be. And the sitcom is pretty much about this rich girl Pearl going through life delusional, and everyone can see it except for her. Her mom, her brothers, her family, and the only person who doesn't know is her. She is literally the butt of all jokes, and even the men that like her don't respect her and treat her like garbage. Some people feel extremely sorry for Pearl because they think that she got too deep and now she can't get out of the trenches. But personally for me, I don't. There's two things that I agree with Pearl on. She always says that you choose your path, and I personally think that she chose this. Now she can sit in that trench. And number two, she doesn't support all women, and I definitely don't either. Because some of these women be dumb as hell, and that is definitely Pearl. But the ones that aren't dumb have my support. I love you guys and your cute, perfectly sized forehead, but that's all I have for you guys today. But I really want to see that forehead a little bit longer, and we just talked about the rise of the obese personal trainer.
1 week ago today, I went viral on accident for saying this is what my body looks like as a personal trainer and a power lifter.
I'll link that right up here and down below. And if you're interested to see how Miss Pearly's life flourishes in the sitcom that I wrote for her, I will also link that right up here and down below in the pinned comment and of course in the description. So I'll see you guys in one of those videos, or maybe even both. Props and bonus points to anyone that watches both of them. Don't forget to leave me a little comment. I do read them, or a like, or maybe share with your friends. I'll kiss your booty cheeks if you do that. I'm just kidding, I won't. Garrett kisses my booty cheeks. Something that Pearl probably doesn't get done by Mr. Nuke. But you guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing, and I will see all of you guys next time. Uh-oh, I almost forgot the subscriber of the month. I told you guys that we have 2 subscribers of the month this month, and this is our second one. Let's see who it is. Drum roll, please, Butters. The Demon's Reflection. Congratulations, and of course a big fat thank you to Demon's Reflections, which I like your name. It kind of reminds me of Pearl looking into the mirror because she's a whole demon. Thank you so much for subscribing, commenting, and if you're watching and you would like to be a subscriber of a month, where I put your username on screen and usually sing badly to you, but today my voice is shot. I talked way too much about Pearly. I can tell I am groggy. All you have to do is be a subscriber and comment on all of my videos. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm learning how to cook, and you're allowed to cheat on me. Actually, Tiffany has tons of makeup on right now. She's actually really ugly.
Shit. Oh, too many wires around here. Oh, pick me, Pearly. I'm the one you need. Sugar, sweet, and love. Wait, forgot the words already. Oh, pick me, Pearly. Don't you let me down. I'm the sweetest girl in this whole town. I've waited long. Oh, can't you see? The only thing you need is me. Oh, pick me, Pearly. She's an idiot. We don't have to get it perfect.
Oh, pick me, Pearly. I'm the one you need. Sugar, sweet, and ready. Got the recipe. I ain't a diamond, but I sure do shine. So